New China rules allow detention of foreigners in South China Sea.
Here's a summary of the article.
We, Yahoo, are part of the Yahoo family of brands, the sites and apps that we own and operate, including Yahoo and AOL, and our digital advertising service, Yahoo Advertising. When you use our sites and apps, we use cookie policy. Greater than cookies. Cookies allow the operators of websites and apps to store and read information from your device, authenticate users, apply security measures, and prevent spam and abuse. And if you click Accept All, we and our partners, including 238 who are part of the IAB Transparency and Consent Framework, will also store and/or access information on a device and use precise geolocation data and other personal data such as IP address and browsing and search data for personalized advertising and content measurement, and audience research and services development. If you do not want us and our partners to use cookies and personal data for these additional purposes, click Reject All. If you would like to customize your choices, click Manage Privacy Settings. You can change your choices at any time by clicking on the Privacy and Cookie Settings or Privacy Dashboard links on our sites and apps.
This post received a score of 3,800, with an upvote ratio of 96%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Kidnapping or piracy?
It's piracy if civilian ships or boats do it. It's an act of war if a naval vessel does it.
What about the letters of marque thing? Privateers? Can we bring those back?
Those only worked during a war, and all they did was prevent you from getting executed as a pirate and instead treated like a prisoner of war.
Well, China and Vietnam have both set up legal frameworks for their naval militias, largely for that exact reason, with the assumption that escalation in the South China Sea is inevitable, and this is the smallest of safety blankets for this ambiguous form of power projection that is the likely flashpoint for the coming hostilities.
Let's see how they detain a U.S. vessel. And if they do, India should claim all the Chinese vessels in the ocean that shares name with them.
They only bully their weaker neighbors. A country that's a real threat, they pull the hold me back, bro stance.
This is the final red line.
Red_line_FINALV2. Final_rev6.psd.
China just loves pissing off their neighbors, so when war breaks out, she is surrounded by enemies and literally not one single ally. It's a genius strategy.
At least they won't have to worry about friendly fire.
Unless you try to retreat.
It's not retreat when they do it, it's a strategic rearward advance.
Retrograde advance, or retrograde assault, depending on how aggressive one is.
Sue legalized kidnapping. They won't dare touch any Western ship. It's just the innocent fishermen from other sea countries, operating within their own borders, that need to be worried.
Greater than so legalized kidnapping. In the rest of the maritime world we call that piracy.
Please, they're privateers? Not pirates. After all, they've got a state sponsor?
Greater than foreign ships that have illegally entered China's territorial waters and the adjacent waters may be detained. This is unlikely to comply with the right of innocent passage under the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, UNCLOS.
There was already an arbitration by UNCLOS that declared that China has no legitimate claim to the entire South China Sea. They've been violating that arbitration for years now. It was brought up by the Philippines against China, hence why the Philippines has been extremely pissed at China.
Define foreigner, cause as of right now they're foreigners in occupied, contested area with sea nations including Philippines and Vietnam.
If you ask literally any mainlander, foreigner equals non-Chinese. There's this somewhat infamous joke about how a family goes to New York and the auntie remarks, "Look at all these foreigners."
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.